Memphis, Tennessee, July 5th, 1954, Tuesday night. A small recording studio on Union Avenue glows softly in the humid darkness. Sun Records, the sign barely visible from the street. Inside, three men stand in a cramped room that smells like cigarette smoke and old wood. Sam Phillips sits at the control board, his engineer Marion Kaiska beside him. They're watching a 19-year-old truck driver fumble through another take. Nobody knows that in the next 8 minutes, this awkward kid will accidentally create a sound that changes music forever. Elvis Presley wipes sweat from his forehead. It's past 10 p.m. They've been here since 7. 3 hours of trying and failing. 3 hours of Sam Phillips telling him to loosen up, to feel it, to stop trying so hard. 3 hours of Elvis sounding exactly like every other wannabe crooner who walks through these doors dreaming of being the next Dean Martin. His voice is good. Sam knows it. That's why he called Elvis back. But good isn't enough. Memphis is full of good singers. Sam needs different. Needs something that doesn't exist yet. Elvis picks up the acoustic guitar. His hands are shaking slightly. Not from fear, from frustration. He knows he's failing. Can feel it in the room. In Sam's silence between takes. In Marion's polite smile that doesn't reach her eyes. In his own chest where something keeps pulling back. Keeping him safe. Keeping him mediocre. He's tried ballads. Tried gospel. Tried everything he practiced in his bedroom mirror for years. Nothing works. Nothing feels right. Let's try that ballad again, Sam says, through the intercom, patient. But Elvis hears the doubt underneath. The calculation. The question Sam isn't asking. Is this kid worth my time? Elvis nods. Positions himself at the microphone. Scotty Moore, the guitarist Sam hired for the session, adjusts his amp. Bill Black, the bass player, lights another cigarette. Neither of them expecting much. Just another Tuesday night session that won't go anywhere. Just another kid who sings fine but doesn't have it. Whatever it is. Elvis opens his mouth, starts singing, I Love You Because. His voice is technically perfect. Every note where it should be. Every word pronounced clearly. It sounds like 1,000 other recordings. Safe, forgettable, professional, dead. Sam stops him after 16 bars. Elvis, you're thinking too much. I'm trying to get it right. That's the problem. You're trying. When you came in here 2 months ago, you weren't trying. You were just singing. Like nobody was listening. Like you didn't care what I thought. But Elvis does care. Cares desperately. This might be his only shot. His mama saved money for months to pay for that first recording session as a birthday present. He drives a truck for Crown Electric Company. Makes $35 a week. Lives in a housing project. This studio. This man. This moment. It's the only door that's ever opened for him. How can he not care? Take a break, Sam says. 5 minutes. Elvis sets down the guitar, walks out into the tiny hallway. The summer heat hits him through the open back door. Memphis at night. Thick air. Distant music from Beale Street. Dogs barking. Someone laughing in the alley. He leans against the brick wall. 19 years old. Going nowhere. And the one man who might believe in him is losing patience. Inside the studio, Sam and Marion talk quietly. Elvis can't hear the words. Doesn't need to. Knows what they're saying. The kid has talent, but no spark. The kid is too careful, too worried about being good, instead of being real. They're probably right. Scotty Moore steps out for a smoke, stands next to Elvis without speaking. After a minute he says, you know any up-tempo stuff? Like what? I don't know. Something loose. Something fun. Forget the ballads for a second. Elvis thinks, I know some Arthur Crudup songs. Big boy, that's all right. Scotty nods. Play me something. Elvis picks up the acoustic guitar. Someone left leaning against the wall. Starts playing That's All Right. Not performing it. Not trying to impress anyone. Just playing because Scotty asked. Playing the way he plays alone in his room. Loose, rough. His leg bouncing to a rhythm that doesn't quite match the original recording. Adding a hiccup to his voice that wasn't there before. Smiling slightly because it feels good to not care for 30 seconds. Bill Black hears it from inside. Walks out. Starts slapping his bass along with Elvis's guitar. Not rehearsed. Just playing. Having fun. The sound bouncing off the narrow hallway walls. Sam Phillips hears it from the control room. Stops mid-sentence. Walks to the hallway. Stands in the doorway watching these three guys just messing around. And he hears it. That thing. That different. The guitar rhythm isn't quite country. The vocal style isn't quite blues. It's something in between. Something that doesn't have a name yet. Do that again, Sam says quietly. Elvis stops. Do what? That song. Exactly like you just did it. In the studio. Now. They file back in. Elvis still isn't sure what he did right. Scotty and Bill set up quickly. Sam rolls tape without telling them. Sometimes the magic disappears when you know you're being recorded. Elvis counts off. They start playing, and something shifts. Elvis stops thinking about technique, stops trying to sound like the singers he admires, just lets his body move, lets his voice do that hiccup thing that feels natural, but isn't proper, lets the rhythm be loose and sloppy and alive. His knee bouncing, his head tilting back, eyes closed, not performing, just existing in the music. But here's what nobody expected. Halfway through the take, Elvis does something unconscious. His hips move, not dramatically, just a small rotation in time with the rhythm. Natural, the way his body wants to move, the way he moves alone in his room when nobody's watching, and his voice cracks on a note, not a mistake. A moment of raw emotion breaking through perfect technique. Sam Phillips leans forward in his chair. This is it. This is the different he's been searching for. Not better.
Different.
A white kid singing like a black man, but not quite. A country rhythm with blues feeling, but not quite. Something that doesn't exist in any category. Something new. The take ends. Silence in the studio. Elvis opens his eyes, looks at Scotty and Bill uncertainly. Did they just waste tape? Sam's voice comes through the speaker. Do it again. They do it again, and again, and again, each take getting looser. Elvis's confidence building, that hip movement becoming more pronounced. His voice finding freedom in imperfection. By the fourth take, he's not the same singer who walked in here 3 hours ago. Something broke. Some wall between who he thinks he should be and who he actually is. They record until 1 a.m. Get a complete take of That's All Right, that Sam knows immediately is special. Play it back in the studio. Elvis hears himself, doesn't recognize his own voice. It sounds raw, unpolished, nothing like Dean Martin or any other singer he's tried to imitate. It sounds like him. That's different, Elvis says uncertainly. Not sure if different is good. That's right, Sam says. That's exactly right. Sam cuts an acetate that night, takes it to Dewey Phillips the next day. No relation, but Memphis's most important DJ. Dewey plays it on his radio show. The phone lines explode. People calling in asking who's the black singer doing that song. Dewey tells them it's a white kid from Humes High School. More calls. Confusion. Excitement. Curiosity. Nobody's heard anything like this. Within a week, Sun Records releases That's All Right, backed with Blue Moon of Kentucky. Both songs recorded in that same frantic session. Both songs carrying that same indefinable quality. Not country, not blues, not pop. Something else. Something that will eventually be called rock and roll, but doesn't have a name yet. Elvis Presley performs publicly for the first time at the Overton Park Shell. 2 weeks later, 5,000 people show up. When his hips move during the performance, teenage girls scream. He doesn't understand why, doesn't know he's doing anything unusual. He's just moving, how the music makes him move, how his body wants to move. The thing he tried to suppress for 19 years, because it wasn't proper, wasn't professional, wasn't what singers were supposed to do. That natural movement becomes his signature, gets him called obscene, gets him censored on television, gets him hated by parents and worshipped by teenagers, makes him the most famous person in America within 2 years. All because one Tuesday night, he stopped trying to be good and started being himself. Sam Phillips will tell the story for the rest of his life. How Elvis came in trying to sing like everybody else. How he failed for 3 hours. How he finally loosened up during a break and accidentally created something new. How the best take, the one that changed everything, happened when nobody was trying, when 3 musicians were just playing for the joy of it. Elvis himself will barely remember the session. The details blur together with 1,000 other studio sessions across the years. But he remembers the feeling, that moment when something broke and he stopped caring about being perfect, started caring about being real. That 8-minute window when everything changed because he finally stopped trying to be someone else. Years later, after the movies, and the Vegas shows, and the jumpsuits, and the pills, and everything else that comes with being Elvis Presley, people will ask him about his first recording, about how he knew he was creating something revolutionary. He'll smile that famous smile, and say he didn't know anything. He was just a scared kid, trying not to embarrass himself, trying to make his mama proud, trying to be good enough. The truth is simpler, and more profound. He stopped trying. That's the secret nobody talks about. Every singer who walked into Sun Records was trying to be professional, trying to be impressive, trying to be effusive, trying to be worthy. Elvis tried to for 3 hours, failed completely, then gave up, and in giving up, in that surrender, found the thing that was actually worth finding. Your authentic voice isn't the one you practice, it's the one that escapes when you stop performing, the one that shows up in the hallway between takes, the one that breaks through when you forget people are watching, the one you've been suppressing because it doesn't sound like what you think success should sound like. That Tuesday night in Memphis, a truck driver stopped trying to be a singer and became Elvis. 8 minutes of accidentally being himself. 8 minutes that created the king of rock and roll. 8 minutes that proved the most revolutionary thing you can do is stop trying to be revolutionary and just be honest. Who are you when nobody's listening? What breaks through when you stop performing? Because somewhere in that space between trying and surrendering, between professional and authentic, between good and real, that's where the different lives, that's where the magic happens. That's where Elvis found his voice. What if your next 8 minutes of not trying are the ones that change everything?